Hello, my name is Chik Diodone, and I'm a student in Central University of Applied Sciences, and I'm here to present my final thesis. The topic of my thesis is the impact of credit management on the financial performance of microfinancial institutions. And my case study was the unique credit of Ghana, and the purpose of the thesis, like I said, was to examine the impact of credit management on the financial performance of microfinancial institution, case study unique credit, and also to examine the credit policies of the financial institutions in Finland. I used a qualitative approach to carry out my research, and I mainly used the secondary source of information, though I also had a phone conversation with the credit manager at Unique Credit. Uh, my thesis is divided into five different chapters. You have the introduction, you have the knowledge basis, you have the method and material, you have findings, and lastly conclusions. And the aim of the thesis, like I said, was to assess the credit management practices that affect the financial performance of microfinancial institutions in Ghana and also that of Finland. And my research and it's also important for us to know the definition of credit management. In chapter 2, we talk about the credit management, and credit management is defined as the mechanism put in place to ensure that customers will pay for the product they are delivered or the service they are rendered. And Myers and Bailey consider it as the techniques and strategy used by enterprises to ensure that an optimal level of credit and its effective management are kept. So therefore, the higher the amount of receivables together with the longer duration, the greater the monetary as well as the opportunity cost the to incur uh, yeah. So therefore, the higher the amount of receivables together with a longer duration, the greater the monetary as well as the opportunity cost incurred to sustain them. And if these debts are not collected promptly and there is an urgent need of cash, it is going to result to the firm to go into borrowing, which is not a good situation. So to limit the risks of bad debt, it is therefore important for the company or the financial institution to have a better understanding of the financial strength of the customer. That is going into check the account history of the customer and also the evolution of the payment methods. So we also check out the credit management methods which is used in Finland, and it's a long list. I'll not go reading through everything, but let's see move to the principles of lending. Gurav pointed out some certain criteria which are universally accepted by most financial institutions to appraise credit proposition. And these criteria are: you have safety, you have liquidity, you have purpose, you have profitability, you have security, and you have a spread. And it is also important for us to go and to check credit risks. And before checking credit risks, I would like us to know the definition of credit. Credit is defined as a situation where one party, known as the lender, issues to another party or provides to another party a service or a product to another party known as the borrower without immediate payment or for future payment. So, therefore, it's important for credit providers or financial institution to collect a vast information on the borrower. So, we are going to now check the sources of credit risks, and these sources of credit risks are: you have economic condition, you have competition, you have underwriting standards, and you have competence of staffs. Yeah, for the economic conditions also influences credit risks. For instance, if there is a change in national income, it is going to affect exchange rate, is going to affect interest rate, and so on and so forth. And with competition of different financial institutions, it will go a long way to maybe destabilize the interest rate and the availability of liquidity in the economy. And also, it's also good to determine what type of, or to whom, and to the purpose of which this loan is being uh, given. And again, the competence of staffs. If you have staffs which are not well trained, it is going to lead to a situation of where it is going to lead to a credit risk situation. Okay, and in the methodology part of my thesis, uh, I also talk about a brief history of unique credit. And unique credit, yeah, I also talk about the study which I use. Like I said, is secondary study, which I had financial report, online sources, statistical information on websites, on newspapers, articles, journals, and corporate financial documents. And I would like us to go on to check which is the credit management variables. And one of these variables is the client appraiser. And this client appraiser is defined as the process of screening clients to make sure that they have the readiness and the capacity to reimburse a loan or an advance. So most financial institutions uses the 5C model. And this 5C model, we have character, we have capacity, we have capital, we have collateral, and we have conditions. And this leads us to chapter 5, where you have the findings. And in this chapter, I want to look at the brief history of unique credit, which was uh, brought into existence by the Act of 2008 under the non-bank financial institution. And this unique credit is located in number 3 North Rich Lane in the capital of Accra, in the capital city, Accra. And unique credit has been functioning since 2007 up to this moment, and it has break into the financial market and owning numerous branches all over the country. Uh, Unique Credit is also committed to distinguish itself through excellence, as it is evident by listing on it is listed on the 100 companies of Ghana which are performing well. And also, he also had an award in 2015 as the best known bank financial institution. And also, it has been growing, having increasing customer base, uh, having a growing balance sheet, and also the aggressive uh, branch expansion. And the mission of Unique Credit is to develop financial products and services and make them easily accessible to its market. Uh, Yes, so we also look at the and in my conclusion, we had some studies which reveal that UniCredit applies client appraiser in the credit management process, and it goes through the background, or it makes a background check of the customers, granting of concessory rate to good customers, extension of loan duration from 12 to 24 months. And also, the study also reveals that the Finnish financial sector is a robust one, that all the banks are relocated with stringent monetary policy standards. So, and again, the striking difference between Finnish and Ghanaian financial sector is that in Finland, some selected banks have been licensed to provide microfinancial services to individuals, whereas in Ghana, the microfinancial institutions are registered and licensed separately and do not act the same as banks. And again, another difference was that the Finnish sector is properly streamlined with strong information credit policy, while in Ghana it tends to adopt different policies to suit its circumstances, and this has caused a really great problems on the changes, or on the debt management of the financial sector. And furthermore, the study also reveals that although there is although the Ghanaian financial sector is generally unstable, and many financial institutions have collapsed within the last 2 years, but UniCredit has a strong financial position, has it has presented by the total assets, loan and advances, profit after tax, profit before tax, return on capital, and a good return on equity. And to conclude, the credit management practices of UniCredit seems to be very effective in controlling the impaired loans, which has positive results on the assets and the profit. But however, uh, UniCredit must take adequate measures to control its total loan. Yeah. So thank you for listening, and any questions you can put in the comment section. Thank you.